Whenever we're rolling.
Alright, we're rolling.
Rolling.
Today, for the audience. No, we're filming our first podcast here. So, we're just going to talk a little bit about, the introduction on how we grew up, a bit of the backstory on like why we're doing a podcast in general, and hopefully shed a bit of light on us and how we work.
Tim and Noah Talks is with you guys for the first time officially.
Tim and Noah Talks, welcome guys.
A little bit of a ring to it, doesn't it? Shout out to the girls for helping us come up with that one too.
Yeah, shout out Genesis and Linny.
Linny, yeah, you guys are awesome.
Couple of legends.
So what are you trying to, I guess, mainly get out of this podcast?
Well, I would say to just kind of get a bit of positivity out there. Yeah. Get people kind of even thinking a bit deeper about some things, because as brothers, we are overthinkers.
Starting a podcast is definitely something that we wanted to do for a while. Like I swear, a lot of people have asked us about it or talked about it or even thrown the idea to us.
Since we started doing content in general, I feel like we've been building towards a podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, because we're a couple of silly larrikins, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
We've done our digging, we've done our maintenance work.
Entrepreneurs.
You've seen what sort of little quirky ideas we come up with.
I guess that's true. Like, they've seen like the funny side of us, and now they, I guess, can go a bit deeper and we can keep talking. I feel like we've got a lot of things to say about the current look of the world or Australia in general. Like, young people, youths in Australia, a lot of us kind of go through the same things. A lot of us want the same things.
Well, here's a question for you, buddy.
What's the question?
So let's say you strap on your boots in the morning and you go for a bit of a trot down the street or something, for a bit of a run. You put your earphones into your ears and you want to listen to a podcast. Why should people choose our podcast to listen to?
I'm glad you asked, Noah. No, people should choose our podcast because I think we bring a lot of new things to the table. I think the brotherhood, we grew up together. We went from childs to adults. We went from being doubters and I guess non-religious to growing in the faith together. And we moved from Gold Coast to Newcastle to Sydney. So we've been around. We've seen some things. We've had our fair share of experiences, ups and downs, and we've seen, I guess, how the different ways life can take you.
Yeah, I'd say the most unique thing about me and Tim is like we're brothers. We've seen how we live in every little aspect of our lives, like from ever since we were kids to now. And
we're two of five. Like, there's five of us. We've got a little sister, Eliana. There's my little brother, Ben. And then it's Noah, me. So we're both the middle child. And then our older brother, John.
Shout out to John. He's a legend.
Yeah, they're all back. All our family, and our mum and dad as well. They're all back at Gold Coast. They still live there. Me and Noah moved away quite young. I was 17 when I moved away from home. I think you were.
I was 17.
Then you were 17 the year after you came.
Yeah.
So it was me by myself first, and you came the year later. And then it's just been you and me, hasn't it?
Yeah.
From then, I guess, and we've kind of done our own thing, and we were raised Christian, religious, but the more we got older and grown up, we realized we weren't really living like we believed in anything really.
Yeah.
So I would say that's why I would say, I guess, non-religious, even though we were kind of raised in a Christian household with Christian morals.
Yeah.
We didn't go to church much. We did when we were younger. Our parents were pretty strict on it and big on it. But then, as we were growing up, they started, I guess they got really busy with life and stuff. They had a few things going with their church, so we didn't go to church for, I think it was like probably 10 years there or something like that. We didn't give our hearts to the faith at all.
Yeah, we just never really even cared about it enough.
No,
I guess to even look into it or
100%. And then what changed for you? When would you say that changed?
Well, fast forward to about 17, I guess, when we moved away. When I moved away with you and we got our own place together and that, we started going to church and that.
Yeah.
And so I went to church. Still kind of not really looking into it much, just kind of feeling a bit different going to church and that, feeling like a bit of a touch, you could say, touch from the Lord.
Yeah. You hear about people getting touched from the Lord when you're older, when you're younger, but you never see for yourself. You kind of just have your parents' faith to kind of walk on, I guess.
Yeah, well, we received a touch from the. I received a touch from the Lord in Newcastle.
And how did that come? What happened?
Well, I remember somebody. Oh, he was in a service, and the pastor was given like. It's like he was shouting out what was going on in people's lives or something, like giving them a word.
Yeah.
I guess you could say it was like a prophecy sort of thing or whatever. But yeah, he gave me a word specifically. It said like, you don't know what's going on right now or whatever. Like, but God says just walk or whatever. The light, He's the lamp or whatever. He said something like that.
Yeah.
He's like,
And it resonated.
yeah, I remember it hit me, and I was like, wow, like God actually knows what I'm going through.
That's cool.
Anyway, that was it. But before I was still partying and still like I never gave it like a second thought or anything. But like
no, that's very similar to me. I remember when I moved away from home, I was so homesick. I knew no one in Newcastle. I was trying to do the footy thing, and I guess all I ever knew was Tweed Heads where we grew up. Little side note, we're both Spanish. I was born in Switzerland. I was there for 9 months and raised in Tweed Heads for the rest of my life. My mum's Spanish, our mum's side is Spanish. They're still over there. Our dad's Aussie, and then they kind of raised us up on traditional kind of Christian beliefs, and they were big believers in God and that. And then the more you grow up, as you grow up, you kind of find it pretty boring. And then I was the same when I first moved away from home. I felt really alone, and I remember the only thing that kind of gave me, I guess, peace or some kind of excitement of what was to come was when I'd go to church by myself on some Sundays, like just a local Hillsong, and I'd feel that kind of sense of there was something bigger, and that was when I started kind of walking with God myself, and I guess finding that one-on-one relationship. And then when we moved, we were there for like 2 years, 2.5 years. And then we moved from Newcastle to Sydney. We were originally with Newcastle Knights, and then we moved to Sydney with Bulldog.
I was with Gold Coast Titans as well.
Yeah, he was with Gold Coast before the
I was signed first.
You got the first contract he did. But it pushed me to kind of start training and I guess take footy a lot more serious. And then I guess it was from Gold Coast to Newey to Sydney. We went to Belmore with the Bulldogs. We were there for a couple of years. Met a lot of good lads. I guess that's where we started going to church. Like, we found another church, a Pentecostal church, where we started hearing the word preached, and it was different.
They were really big on like baptism and like speaking in tongues and all this sort of stuff.
Gifts of the Spirit,
everything, the whole works. And like we like fell in love with all that sort of stuff. Like we started feeling like I guess you could say the presence of the Lord and that, and like feeling the touch is like that one I felt in Newcastle.
It was like that every Sunday.
It was like that every Sunday, and you just feel, and we were feeling the joy, feeling all of it. Felt the touch. We could feel it every time, and then we ended up getting baptized, like as they were preaching at the church and speaking in tongues and all this sort of stuff.
I will say I was at a very low point in life. From all the probably things I've done when I was younger too, at that moment when I was 20, I was just about to turn 21. That was like a turning point one morning.
What were some of the struggles, would you say, like just mentally?
Mental health was so down, A lot of my life, like I was in a lot of trouble my whole life growing up. I definitely couldn't, I definitely didn't understand what I wanted out of life or who I wanted to be as a man. A lot of things, questions we all ask ourselves. And, and God, that was the one thing I felt when that morning, I guess you could say I gave my life to God. I guess I just felt Him. I felt His love kind of touch my heart. And it was something like I never felt before. It was like an unearthly love. It was something that I haven't felt before. And you can't even kind of explain it really. And we both got baptized that morning. I think it was the 8th of January 2023.
So that's why we say before we said disbelievers to faith.
And now...
Oh, we said, what was the word?
Yeah, it was doubters.
Doubters to faith. And that was why we used it, because we were both, obviously... in the same sort of mindset, and then we went baptized together on the same day.
There's definitely a difference between saying you believe in God and then having like a true internal understanding of God. But that understanding is always growing and developing, like as we've been with God for a couple of years now. Because now you can even say from doubters to faith to heretics.
People think we're idiots.
After the last kind of couple of months where we walked away from church. Not because we had any problem with anyone there all the way, or church itself. I think church is a great idea for a lot of people. Just for us as individuals, it became like,
we felt God kind of tell us.
yeah, lead us the way. Just for the more you kind of read the Bible, the more we read the Bible and us individually, and then kind of together we'd sit down and break it down together. We felt like
we get more out of it when it's just us two kind of.
Yeah, we felt like we were getting a lot of revelation, but the revelations didn't exactly line up with the teachings of the church. So then we started asking ourselves, like, what's more important, the teachings of the church or the revelation we feel like God's giving us personally?
Yeah.
So then we had a talk with our pastor. We had a talk with one of the assistant pastors there as well, and they definitely didn't agree with what we were saying. But
Yeah.
that's all good. No hard feelings anywhere. Like, God is good. We know Jesus is Jesus. We know Jesus is one of the true messages Jesus preached was love. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can doubt or deny that.
Yeah.
And I think as
So
long as
true,
that's
man.
kind of your pillar, it's a
Yeah. That's so true, man.
we can all kind of get along.
Yeah. No, it's so true.
yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Not what I mean, you know what I mean?
You got to keep it 100 when you're in this racket.
Anyway, sorry about you. Anyway, and with further review, we just realized church probably wasn't for us anymore. But yeah, the Bible definitely turned a few lights on inside that we didn't know were even there,
Yeah.
and made us think about things that we didn't even know we could think about, or
Made us look at life completely
yeah,
differently.
very different. Changed our lens completely.
But yeah, we don't want to. We'll
We won't
move
bore you
on.
with too many.
Yeah,
of those
we won't
details.
bore you with the finer details, but
But that was like the kind of just a bit of a backstory on us, on how we got to where we are now.
and what sort of is to come on this podcast.
Yeah, I
about,
guess
like,
our main thing. What were our main kind of
we'll,
things?
we'll talk faith. We'll talk
We'll talk our footy journey.
our footy journey.
We'll talk, I guess, everyday struggles, everyday life, and what do we love? We love pop culture. We love movies.
Yeah, we love all sorts of things. So
The
we got a lot of interests.
Yeah.
We got a lot of things, and we got a lot of
We're very,
little, I guess, nooks to.
we
like, if there's a better word.
we feel like we're relatable, and
Yeah.
we feel like we might have some things that we'd like to say to, I guess, other people.
A unique experience.
Yeah, unique
experience.
unique takes on things.
I'd like
anyway.
to help you
To
with.
help.
Anyway, so we're gonna transition from this into our first. We're gonna transition from this
Some of it you transition
into our first ever
Wait.
segment. First ever segment
on Tim and Noah Talks.
on Tim and
What do
Noah
you got?
Talks. Alright, this first segment is called Hidden Gems.
Hidden gem, nice. Whoever came up with that must be pretty creative.
Yeah, I think the person who said to use it as the name for the segment was alright, wasn't he?
Oh, you did come up with the name, eh?
Yeah.
Alright,
No, so for what we're gonna
Alright, so in this segment, it is called Hidden Gems. Noah and I are both going to come up with one movie and one song that we've probably had on our mind, or we've just thought about that we really like. Maybe if you haven't heard it or seen them yet, you can give them a look.
Alright, so one movie that you find to be a hidden gem.
Hidden Gems is a segment where we talk about a movie.
No, I'm just saying. Hey,
We've introduced
give
it.
you a hidden gem. Oh,
Alright, for my
God.
song.
Alright,
For my movie.
yeah. Give you hidden gem for your movie.
Alright, for my movie this week, I've gone Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino.
Ooh,
And for
very
my
nice.
song, I've gone Men 2 by Bugsy Malone.
Wow. Alright, we'll touch on those after
What
I
do you
give
got?
mine. So, my one movie is Memento.
Oh, nice. That
Yeah.
was mad. Was that?
Yeah, what's
the
the
other
not? Yeah, not so long ago.
Good
So.
man.
And then my song is Banking on Me by Gunna.
It's a great song. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Alright, now why have you chose that movie, mate?
Alright, so for Memento, I just found I got so invested when I was watching it. Like I was just so like wanted to see what was happening the whole time, and it's a crazy plot too. It's about a person who like has short-term memory loss. The Tim and Noah rating for the movie is a 9.5. No, I'll give it a 9.
Wow, 9. That's pretty high. Why 9? What makes a movie a 9?
The way I look at it is if I'm so engaged and so
Yeah.
like I don't know, you just want to see what happens.
Yeah.
And it's bringing all your emotions up, your
Yeah,
anxiety.
that's a good movie.
It's like you're in the movie.
That's a good movie.
It's like you're in there, like with the character.
Yeah,
like
that's
in
good,
it.
man.
Yeah. So that's
Invested.
yeah. Invested exactly.
Invested, yeah.
That's
And what song did you go? Banking
And-
on Me?
Banking on Me by
What do you
Gunna.
rate that out of 10?
Out of 10. Man,
That song ain't just like
I
fine
think
wine.
it's like I think it's like a 9, eh?
Yeah.
I think it's a 9 as
It's got all
well.
the telltale,
It's just got a nice beat,
yeah,
nice just
nice vocals there too.
yeah, vocals
Good Gunna,
go
respect.
along with it, and
Shout out to
but
Gunna.
yeah, I guess the lyrics aren't the cleanest, and
Yeah.
like if you it doesn't have clean lyrics.
Alright, nice. What a cool.
It's not your average Christian song.
You probably wouldn't be playing that in church, would you?
Yeah, no,
It's alright.
it's a good song.
It's alright, mate. Only God will judge. I'm joking.
I mean, Tim's going to hell.
Movie.
Bro's wrong for this.
Bro, Hateful. I've got Hateful Eight today, mate.
Alright, Hateful Eight, what do you give the
Quentin Tarantino
Tim and Noah
directed
rating?
one of his 10 great movies, or 9, I think. I think Quentin actually
Or
said.
8.
Oh no, I think it's his 9th. Quentin actually said when he started making movies, he was gonna make 10 good movies and then go.
Yeah.
And that was his 9th movie.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no.
I think
No,
it
no.
was-
Once Upon a Time Hollywood was his 9th movie. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he's got one more to make
He's got
left.
one more to make.
I
yeah.
don't know which one this was in the order, but it's a mad movie. Eh?
Yeah, what's your Tim and Noah rating?
I reckon my rating for it is. I reckon 8.5.
8.5.
It's very good. Yeah.
What would you say is something wrong with it? Like why?
Oh, the
why
only
didn't
thing
you get a
that-
higher rating?
No, the only thing that would be wrong with it is some people might find it like to drag or like because it's in the same setting the whole movie.
It's
Because they get stuck in a log
Yeah, I
cabin.
can
No
see that.
spoilers, but they're stuck in a log cabin.
yeah.
Snowy blizzard. Anyway, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. It's
Whodunit.
unraveling. It's a whodunit. Yeah, whodunit.
I've done
You just kind of have to find out, piece it out as it goes,
it. Yeah.
and it leaves you kind of like you said, think it's you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. Oh, what's happening next?
Yeah.
That's what makes something good.
That's
Like
good.
when it intrigues you. My song I've gone with was Men 2, Bugsy Malone. Yeah, I'll
I
probably
don't
do
even
that.
think I've heard that one. Eh?
Oh, you gotta listen to it. It's mad. I was thinking about it the other day. I listened to it again the other day randomly, and I was like, man,
Oh, I do know that song.
Yeah.
It's like a slower one.
it's
eh?
slower, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's nice.
Yeah,
I give
yeah.
that one that's probably a 9. For Bugsy Malone as well, who's pretty kind of, I don't know if he's underrated or
Yeah.
He's
He
not the
doesn't have.
biggest
He
star.
doesn't have much songs. Like it's
Yeah.
not like
he was mad in that movie,
Yeah.
The Gentleman.
the gentleman.
Shout out to that movie, that little side quest movie.
Boxes of Bush.
Boxes of Bush, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
If you want to go watch that too, that's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
it's a good movie.
Matthew McConaughey's in that one too. That's all we got. That's all we got for today. First episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We kind of went into a bit of history there about like kind of how we grew up, how we kind of brought up, how we got here, and I guess it's a bit about us. But every week we're going to talk about new things. We definitely want to dive into a bit of the faith stuff, and I guess just have a bit of fun with it and see where it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna do fun. We're gonna keep things fun here.
Destroy the temple and raise it up in 3 days.
You can't just say it. So next week we've got a few more topics. We're gonna go on about a bit more scripture, a bit more movie stuff, a bit
Yeah.
more.
Bit of day-to-day stuff to see what's happening. If you guys have any ideas, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
We definitely look forward to kind
And
of
we don't talk over the top of each other.
Yeah, we definitely look forward to
We
kind of
don't-
just keeping
and we
things-
just like to respect
keeping
each
things
other.
rolling. We're pretty cool here.
Yeah.
I'm a cool dude.
No, but yeah, help us.
Put some respect on my name.
No, because we're pretty new to podcasts, clearly. So just put some things in the comments.
Sings.
Put some sings. No,
Put
Put
some
some-
sing-alongs in the comments. We can sing along too.
no,
He's
put
gonna get a tattoo one of these days.
some things in the comments that you would like to see on here. Whether it's whatever. Ask some questions.
I think he's gonna get a tattoo
that,
eventually.
a content idea Tim come up with is tattoo each other's butts.
No, I did not say that. Maybe we'll
No.
tattoo each other at some
No,
point.
no, but it's
Well, there'll be something to do with his butt
no.
that we're gonna do at some point.
But yeah, we'll
So
wrap
stay
it up
tuned
there.
for that. Yeah, wrap it up.
Alright. Peace out, homies.
Tim and
Thanks for
Noah are
listening
out.
to Tim and
Tim and Noah
Noah talks.
Tim and Noah talks over each other.